Welcome back, Giants fans. Today we have the film review for the Giants' second-round pick, 43rd overall after a couple tradebacks, Wan'Dale Robinson out of Kentucky. A pick that was a bit confusing, a bit criticized. He was supposed to go in the third or fourth round, according to many people. Many people thought he had the same skill set as Kadarius Toney, who's already on the roster. So I'm interested to see how this will go. I'm excited for it. He's a very talented guy, of course. There's a reason he went early. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get into it. So here's the first play, and this one I like because if you can pretty much accurately describe Wan'Dale Robinson as a player in one play, this is probably it. Vision, patience, making guys miss. He does all of it. So this is a quick screen pass, patience, vision, jump cuts, breaking tackles right here, and goes all the way for a long touchdown. Awesome play right there from that Kentucky offense. We'll just take a look from this angle one more time. Send the guy in motion, get a corner out of the way, and pretty much let Wan'Dale go to work. He lets his blocks develop, cuts back inside, and has enough breakaway speed to get away from the secondary here. So that was awesome. I think they show some more angles. They show this wide angle here. I don't know if this will show us anything different, but this safety is supposed to make the play. It does not happen. Wan'Dale beats his angle. Now, this is tough to score on because you go back a little bit right here. This is a tough situation to score on because if you try to go out here, you could get caught by this guy or get caught by this guy. If you try to cut in here, which is what he does, you're most likely going to get tackled by somebody. But he finds a way to just break the tackles right here and finds a way to score a touchdown. So great play right there by Wan'Dale Robinson individually. Play number 2 is another catch behind the line of scrimmage, which he did a lot of at Kentucky, let's be honest. But with the way this guy just plays with the ball in his hands, you might as well give him the ball any way you can. Runs like a quick bubble route, makes a guy miss. This should have been a 5 or 6 yard gain that he turns into like a 14-yard gain or something. So that is just the beauty of getting the ball in this guy's hands. Catches it 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he probably, with a corner closing in on him, should probably go down before the first down marker. But as I said, makes a guy miss, and he picks up a total of about 13, 14 yards. I mean, that's awesome. So I don't know if they show another angle. They do. Probably show us the same thing. You have a receiver clear out one of these corners, and you put him in a one-on-one situation, and this corner just gets lost. A little juke right there. Almost makes another guy miss. But yeah, picks up an extra 10 yards or so on that play. And with him and Kadarius Toney in the same offense, it is going to be fun. Here's a play where they go for it all on the bottom of the screen. Here's Wan'Dale. They go for a wheel route touchdown pass, and it falls incomplete. And I wanted to talk about Wan'Dale's route running here. So this came up a lot of times when watching him. We'll let this play. I just feel like a lot of times he gives away the route. You know what I mean? Like, he does not really have corners second guessing where he's going to go. I feel like a lot of times he will get by solely on his quickness and making really tough catches and, having good hands for the most part. But on a route like this, for instance, and this happens many, many times with him, the corner's not even thinking about him going inside. Like, he knows where he's going. And I feel like Wan'Dale has another level or two to go as a route runner. We heard the same thing about Kadarius Toney last year. I think Kadarius Toney had a similar thing coming out last year of being a more polished route runner, and I think the same thing can be said about Wan'Dale Robinson. You see too many things like this where he kind of gives away the route before it even happens. So hopefully he will fix that, but as I said, he can get by right now just based on making guys miss and being quick and all that type of stuff, but he can get better as a route runner. Here's Wan'Dale in motion. He will get a handoff from the quarterback on this play, goes behind the right tackle, then comes back, gets the handoff on the end around from the quarterback, and he cuts at the right time right there, picks the right spot. Now right here, you're thinking a guy who, at his size and being a wide receiver, quote-unquote gadget player, should score on this play, but he does not have elite top-end speed. I think he was a 4.43, a 4.44 type guy, and it reminds me so much of Kadarius Toney. Once again, sorry to make that connection, but it reminds me so much of watching Kadarius Toney out of Florida last year, where Toney would pretty much have a situation like this, a breakaway type play, but neither Toney nor Robinson have elite top-end speed. They have elite quickness, but in terms of top-end speed, it could be a bit better. So I think in a situation like this, when you have your wide receiver with the angle to the end zone like this, you would hope he can score a touchdown. So It's not the end of the world. He basically had a 50-yard gain on this play. You love to see that, but he does not have the elite top-end speed that, guys like Tyreek Hill or even Jalen Waddle, those type of guys have. Here's Wan'Dale, top of the screen, circled. He runs like a bit of a post route here, I guess you can call it. So he makes a big play, does not stay on his feet, which would have been great, but he still picks up a big gain here. They don't show the best replays, unfortunately. We don't have the best replays to work with, which sucks, but still, he makes a big play happen here. And that's one thing about Wan'Dale's game that I'm looking forward to see is how do Brian Daboll, Mike Kafka use him as a vertical receiver. We know what this guy can do on screen passes and plays behind the line of scrimmage, but how many times do they allow him to get behind the defense and run some deep routes like this? So they have to respect his speed. I mentioned it's not Tyreek Hill level, but still, corners, safeties have to respect his speed. Same thing for Kadarius Toney. Hopefully that will open up more for Kenny Golladay and the intermediate routes, but still, having a guy that can make big plays like this from the slot is definitely going to help this Giants offense. Here's another Wan'Dale Robinson wheel route. This time it's trips to the left. He's the middle guy, and quarterback lays out a nice ball. He does a nice job here of concentrating, looking the ball in. Obviously, concentration drops are not something you want to see, especially from a young player. And we'll take a look from this angle. He kind of looked like he was catching this to avoid a hit from the safety. It was kind of weird. Like, I've seen this before with Odell and stuff of, like, kind of falling after you make a catch like this. But, yeah, there was no safety coming, so that was a bit odd. Anyway, he makes the catch. Now, I want to talk about, like, the separation here and all that. This is enough separation. Like, look up here. This is enough of separation. This is open in the NFL. You would expect an NFL-level quarterback to make this throw. And we as Giants fans know, Daniel Jones, one of the good parts about his game is that he can lay out a good deep ball. And obviously, Jason Garrett did not really take advantage of that. The offensive line was a problem as well. But if we can get wheel routes for guys like this, Kadarius Toney as well, and they can get enough separation, 1 or 2 yards like this one right here, the Giants offense hopefully will create some bigger plays in 2022 because it has been horrendous the past couple seasons. Here's a play that I actually posted on Twitter just before because of who this play is against. Now, this right here is number 4 on Iowa, and number 4 on Iowa is Dane Belton, a guy the Giants just drafted in the 4th round. We'll probably do a video on him at some point as well. But this route was against a now current teammate of Wan'Dale Robinson, another like kind of post route here. They show pretty good replay. And it's such a tough catch. Here is Wan'Dale. They're kind of doing like that fade here on the screen. Anyway, all right, so here's Wan'Dale. And he has the outside leverage, then gets by Dane Belton enough. And this is a very tough throw by the quarterback. You have a safety right here who's about to hit you hard. And safety didn't miss him. But still, I mean, this was a great catch by Wan'Dale. We saw it from the other angle, how tough of a catch this was. Pretty much, not full extension, but it's just a very tough catch, leaving your feet with the safety coming over here to kind of just light you up. This guy is not afraid to put his body on the line. I love that. He has made so many tough catches throughout his career, so there is never a concern about him being scared of big hits and things like that. We'll see that throughout the video. And yeah, I mean, it's a good throw once again, but just to have that lack of concern, if you will, about getting hit from a safety on this play, that was very impressive. Sometimes the timing with these clips is perfect. You gotta love it. So anyway, I just talked about how he's not afraid of taking big hits. Well, take a look at this play. This is one exactly of what I was talking about. Gets lit up by the safety and still hangs on to the ball. He was down for a bit. He was fine afterwards. I think he just took a bit of a breather maybe, but yeah, that's a tough hit. But we'll see from this angle. Looks like a cover 4 or something going on there with the defense, but I think this is Wan'Dale right here. It's a tough throw. It's a tight window, tough throw. You know you're probably going to take a hit, and he definitely does. I think he left his feet, which probably added to how big of a hit that was. Yeah, he left his feet, so that sucks. That's a very big hit right there, but at the same time, to hang on to a pass like that, you love to see that. Putting your body on the line for the team, making a big catch in the 4th quarter, a potential game-winning drive was brewing here. So that was a great job by Wan'Dale. Of course, as a quarterback, you don't want to put your receiver in harm's way, but honestly, where else was he supposed to put the football? Here's the final play we're going to go over here, and it's a big catch. Once again, the final drive, 2 minutes to go, and we're going to pick on our guy Dane Belton once again here. It's a corner route for Wan'Dale Robinson, gets it over Dane Belton, makes a guy miss. Good block right there by that receiver, and almost scores a touchdown on that play, which would have been awesome. He was about a yard short. They show a good replay after this. This kind of just shows where he went down. You can tell down somewhere right before the 1 yard line, but We'll take a look from this angle. I think the next angle is better, but that's Dane Belton right there. It gets over his head, does not get enough depth. And right here, to make this guy miss, he has the defender has the sideline to his advantage. He can just look to push Wan'Dale Robinson out of bounds. He still gets juked out of his shoes, basically, and cuts in again, makes another guy miss, and then it took another corner or safety to take him down to 1 yard line. Great job by Wan'Dale once again. So here's the good angle I was talking about. Sometimes we get good angles on here, which is nice. But anyway, here's Wan'Dale in the slot. This receiver on top is going to run a post route. He's going to go inside, and they kind of show it on here. This corner is going to stick with this guy running a post route. So that kind of clears out this entire area for Wan'Dale Robinson to work with. And our guy, Dane Belton, does not get enough depth. He's right here. You would like Dane Belton to drop back a bit more with this corner sticking with this receiver. That leaves all this open space back here. Quarterback sees it, and Wan'Dale Robinson makes the catch. So that's a great route concept right there by the Kentucky offense. You love seeing that. Maybe Jason Garrett can take some notes. Makes the guy miss once again. We saw this already, but yeah, that's pretty much how he got open on this play. But I will let this play out as I close things out here. By the way, if you guys want more videos like this on some of our other draft picks, I might do them like for up to the round 5 guys. I think we have Bellinger, the tight end I want to get to, Cordell Flotz, Izuda, the guard, and I feel like somebody else was in there. Dane Belton as well, who I just mentioned. So yeah, Dane Belton, those 4 guys. I want to make videos like this on those guys. If you want to see those, let me know in the comments. But yeah, as for Wan'Dale Robinson here, he has some things to work on, as I mentioned. I talked about the route running. I mean, there's just limitations to his game being a 5'8", 180-pound guy. His catch radius is not going to be that great being small. You kind of have to scheme up some ways to get him some targets and things like that. But just running him from the slot majority of the time, he should be fine. Like, I do think he can get by based on the quickness, based on the ability to make guys miss, his yards after catch ability. He should be fine as a rookie. I do want to see him get a good amount of targets. Hopefully we get to see some carries from him as well, maybe some punt return opportunities, things like that. But he should be a fun player for the Giants, and I do trust this coaching staff to at least use him the right way. A player like this, I mentioned it on draft night, they have to find ways to use him the right way. They cannot go about this the same way the Rams did with Tavon Austin a decade ago, as I made that connection. It's kind of a similar type player. You have to, find ways to use this guy, not just make him more of a gadget player full time. When you take a guy in the second round, 43rd overall, he has to be a very big part to your offense. He's not going to be the main guy in an offense with Saquon Barkley, Kenny Golladay, and Kadarius Toney, but he has to be one of the guys. He has to be a guy making at least a few big plays, not big plays, but a few impactful plays throughout a football game. So we'll see how the Giants use him. It's going to be one of the more interesting parts of this offense going into 2022. But once again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys next time.